Good evening from here, y'all. I'm happy to be here with y'all, but even more than that, I am happy and grateful that y'all are here with me. Truly. Um, my channel is new, so we are building a relationship together. It's brand new, just right off, right off deck. Uh, 2 steps forward, getting a feel, vibing, getting to know one another so we can surpass knowing one another, right? And very possibly through that getting to know, we can come to understand more from what you know, and hopefully from what you have learned here through me. See, I'm a conduit, and so the most wonderful thing about that is of course you'll find out how I got here, because honey, I'll tell you, I have not always been rooted from the SOULS of my feet. However, once I became rooted from the soles of my feet, pulling soul food up from all of the powers to be up from the SOULS of my feet, that soul food began to travel up into the internals of my body, here in my soul, where I began to grow, blossom, and bloom. And I began to meditate, and deepen and deepen and deeper I went, and deeper and deeper and deeper I went, until I began to leave my body. I'd come back still, but I began to come back slump, like this. Connecting with my spiritual tribe, harvesting soul food, seeking self-seeking, spending time in meditation because I am deep in self-care. Because without care, we never receive the interest and reward from love. But today, I was thinking about integrity. And what mused me to think about integrity is, y'all don't know how to communicate, okay? Even people my age who should damn well know by remembering, having lived the time without cell phones, without all of the electronics and distractions, when friendships were integral and absolutely infallibly vital for livelihood. We shared everything together. We couldn't look up how to do something on the computer. We learned from one another. And we had books. And we had the library. But I'll tell you what, I couldn't look up how to clean out my pipes, right? In the bathroom. Clean out my pipes in my bathroom sink. I had friends that I could call up and say, hey brother, could you tell me, come over, demonstrate, or send me in the mail a demonstration on how to do this, please? We helped one another. We were there for one another because that's what we had. That is what we had, was one another. And I stayed there. I held that integral integral characteristic. I've not I have not developed or regressed like everyone in the world. Older, young, younger, brand new. The lack of understanding just how important it is to connect. But I'm out here alone because people do not remember how to connect anymore. Not only do people not know how to connect, but people have gotten weird. Y'all gotten weird. And I'm going to tell you how weird, okay? And this happens a lot. I communicate with a lot of people because I have a studio where I teach meditation and an artist and art parties, and I teach tantra. The problem with what I'm talking about is if I ask you if you would, all right, let me back up. You and I have met, okay? And we met and we hung out, and it absolutely amazing, wonderful, fantastic connection for potential friendship. And so I decided, and this was a client of mine that just isn't really can't afford to pay for my personal one-on-one courses, and so it was a shame because he's such a cool dude, right? And I thought, man, that sucks because I feel like I'm losing a potential friend. So I said to him, I said, we should maybe get together, go have tea or something, just hang out and talk. I'll tell you what, the world is coming into a funky state. A funky state indeed. We have aliens, and we've got politicians with with an agenda to who the hell really truly knows. But what we need is to bind and bond together. And so I asked, say, let's go have some sit down time, some tea and some crumpets. and he said that would be awesome. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I got busy. A couple weeks goes by, and I send a note, hey, you ready to make plans so we can meet up and go have tea? Nothing. Okay, that's cool. He's busy. He's cool. He's busy. You know what I mean? It's like you're leaving a message on an answering machine. Ain't nobody gonna respond to you right then. A week goes by. But hey, I'm headed over to Kappa. Would you like to meet me there for some tea and crumpets? Nothing. Okay, finally, finally, and this is me, and I am. I'm just going to read. I was writing today, and I thought, you know what? This has amused me. And so I'm going to share with you. I believe this is a part of my ACDC. Oh, well, I have OCD, okay? I call it ACDC. The challenge I have with feeling confused as to why people have chipped away at themselves from virtually and vitally important human being connection until every one of y'all, okay, is now chopped up and lost in your own body and without your natural energy language. You gotta find it. You've got to find it. And what I am finding is there's no more concern for concept. Y'all living the who cares, out of mind, out of sight type of life. Reality, is it? Look, everyone is, in my opinion, opinions, everyone has them. So, don't y'all start screaming at me about y'all believe what you want to believe. I'm just here to, share tidbits, and then you pick up the bits if you want the bits. Like E.T., like he picked up the little snacks, right? Okay. Everyone is out of sight because they are out of their minds. Lost online junkies. Robbed by the systems. Everyone is a piece on a chessboard. And without understanding and knowing this, knowing and understanding what you know about this, this entire world has become pieces on a board, being played by those who have set everyone up exactly this way. Consciousness is so vital. Losing it is losing thine self. I have always felt like I am not a part of the whole, right? I'm one of the whole. I've never lost my voice of integral value. I don't know if it's the poet in me, but the poet in me is here for you. So stay tuned and listen to the end. Because if you believe that you know everything, I'm telling you, what you're missing is what you do not understand of very little of what you know. Follow me. Integrity is not just about self. Integrity is a greater part about the values of others. That is a reflection of the value we gain as a conscious human being. So, integrity isn't just about who we are personally or even out in the world, but who we are and who we understand ourselves to be, so we can understand, rightfully so, the integrity that others need from how much we understand how to care for ourselves first. We can think we know who we are, and this is so true. Now listen to this. We can think we know who we are, but few have truly come to know themselves. And this is true because I used to be one of the masses. I was a narcissist, and I'm telling you, I am very fortunate to be very blessed and kissed by my spiritual tribe because I'm a miracle and I was saved. Thank you. It took me work. It took me work. It did. It took me a lot of work. But few have truly come to know themselves. So very few of you. And it's okay. Please don't be offended. And if you're offended, just feel it. And ask yourself, why am I offended? Okay, keep listening. Knowing is progress. Knowing is progress. If you've come to know yourself, that's progress. An example of how far we have journeyed into ourselves and our self-discovery when we can finally celebrate knowing who we are. Celebrating being able to say, yo, I know who I am. I have discovered knowing myself. What is this magic? Woo! Believing that is what it was all for. That's exactly what you needed, right? Shit. Meh. Knowing who we are is equal to the progress of growth a toddler has made once they begin to walk. Once they have taken their few steps. That is what knowing yourself is doing for you. And many stop there. I know myself. It's wonderful. I love that. The thing is how did you get to know yourself? What did it for you? How'd you get there? I want to, and I'm going to put this, I'm going to attach this. And I want you to make a personal integral list. And before you do, I want you to understand something. Knowing is short-sighted. If we do not understand what we know, we have wasted time knowing. Because when you know yourself, you have to look at that and then say, who is it that I know? And come to understand that in the deeper sense of self. So this integral list, here's a few of mine. I seek to understand. I care for myself. I am patient. I am honorable, dependable. I am perfectly honest. I'm not going to lie for any reason whatsoever. I'm not going to let you have a booger on your face. You're a stranger, I'm going to let you know. If, for any reason, it just makes no sense to me. I just cannot understand it. And if you send me a no, I'm going to communicate. Communication, but we'll get there. We're going to back up to that in a moment. Trustworthy. I'm attentive to both myself and my inner child, which that's a whole other video. I meditate every day to remain encapsulated within the powers of enlightenment that provide my soul food. Gifted me everything I need from the source of divine wisdom, knowledge, understanding, more about much. I have made a habit of feeling every step I take on the soles of my feet. SOULS, not SOLES. You got it twisted. I am the angel of understanding. I am the revealer of understanding. That is my gift to the world. That is what I have become. There's my development. I've made a habit of feeling every step I take. And what I understand about every step I take is on the soles of my feet, I go up and down and up and down and up and down every single day. So in and out and in and out, pulling new, releasing old, pulling new, releasing old. And then I stick one word on the inside of my shoe that I need to manifest. So we're going to use money, 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 money in my mind all day, all day, all day, up and down, up and down. And baby, I manifest like, But that isn't what my focus has been, my health lately. I almost died last weekend. So that's a whole other video. Yes, but I'm alive. And it's because I am blessed. I give it that. So, what else? I am kind to myself. I am communicative. I am considerate, and I am respectful. And then I want you to make an external integral list for how you behave and who you are to other human beings. What I know a lot of you aren't is communicative, okay? Get that shit straight. If you need to say something to someone, say it. If there needs to be closure, allow it. Because that is just so frustrating. It's so rude. It's so inconsiderate that, and it's just, there's so many little things and so many details to really what it means to be honorable and considerate and thoughtful and caring, even to strangers. And what is a stranger? I don't even like that word. Even to other beings. Because you're a human being. Being is an action word. And what kind of human are you being? At the end of the day, ask your question. Every day. Oh, this is your homework for now, though. And please, leave comments. Tell me down in the comments how you feel about this video. Tell me how you feel about the things that I've shared. I would love to know. And I will comment back. I love that. I really do. I really, really care for every single one of you. So, yeah. Yeah, so make your own list and you'll discover so much about who you are and where you're lacking and where you can do better. And you can use my shining bright lists for an example. I'm not bragging, I'm just saying. It took me forever, and I've been to the darkest corners of this world, so you don't have to. And baby, I'll tell you what, you never, ever, ever want to see the things that I've seen. Ever. I adore every single one of you beyond adoration, infinity, and longer. I adore you beyond this life. Now, back to integrity in communication. When I asked him, when we were communicating, we had been communicating. Now, this is just a friend, so what I think is, and most of my friends are guys, they always have been. And usually I have to I have I have to let them know there's like no chance we're ever going to be together. We're just homies. I think you're cool, so you can either like you can have me as a friend because I'm cool, right? Why wouldn't you want to have me as a friend? That don't even make sense. But you can have me as a friend or nothing at all. And most of my guy friends have said, "All right, cool, I can dig that. I would rather have you as a friend than nothing at all." So that's worked out. So what I'm trying to tell you is that I believe in the situation that he was really digging me, and he just didn't want to be friends. And so he decided, after he had responded with, yeah, that'd be great, we definitely need to all join together because this world is jacked out. I believe that he decided that it would just be better if he ghosted. And it is a damn shame that that has become a thing that is attached to behavior that so many people do. So many of you. But that's okay. That's why we're connected, right? We're going to set that shit straight. Shoot, we're homies now. Y'all are going to be golden gods and goddesses when you get in with me, baby. We got this. But I tell you what, be kind, be considerate, have respect, have honor, communicate, be truthful, be honest. Someone has a booger, let them know, yo. Hey, you got, you know what I mean? You got a booger on your face. If someone needs help, help them. If you see a homeless man, okay, and he is begging for money, and you have a little extra, who cares what he's going to spend it on? Give it to the man and look at him and tell him, I'm handing you this money, but even more, I am gifting you my hope and wish for all that embetters you. Anything you want to say, just give him something verbal. Like, have a wonderful day every day. Whatever it is that you can come up with. Be a good human, because human being is in that that rather, and it is an action word. What kind of human are you being? Be a great one. Be a human that is the type of friend that you never have to ask for anything because they're paying attention. Now remember, care enough for yourself so deeply that you come to understand how to love yourself. Stop using the word love, throwing it out all the time. You have to earn it for both you and others. Attention is like money. The more we invest, the more interest we receive in return. That means that we have to work for the frequency of love, because it is its own frequency. We do not own it. It is a gift. What we have is care. The most important thing there is, the most important word in the world, in any vocabulary. However you say care in any language, it's the most important word there is. But what's important is it's the most important action. Because if you care for me enough to where you have come to know me. And then you care even more to where you have come to understand me. And you, in the same level of care and attentiveness. And I've invested my attention and you have invested yours. And your frequency and my frequency come together and they bond. That's when it's unbreakable, because that is the interest. Love is the interest. You gotta make an investment. So invest in yourself. And I'm going to continue to teach you how. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, and give me a kiss. Mwah. I'm out.